So the inevitable thing, parents get older and it gets harder for them to get around. And for Dad, he's undergone some back surgery and other things. And so his mobility is much more limited and he doesn't get out. But one thing he loves is his farm. And nobody can take it away from him and he'll never sell it. But he has a hard time getting around. So part of the reason I picked up a beat up old worn down side-by-side is so that hopefully he can get around. But the problem with the side-by-side is it is not in the best condition and it doesn't have ease of use that he needs because he can't figure out complicated things. He just needs something simple, easy to get in, something that's going to be reliable and starts every time for him, that he can just get in and go so that he can actually get out and get around the farm a little more and enjoy what he loves most. So that's the whole reason why I got this old Rhino to fix up and hopefully allow him to get around and enjoy what he loves most.
My dad always told me, if I work hard, there'd be no telling how far I could go. He was right. The Rhino 660 automatic 4x4. It's the only side-by-side that's got the stuff to get me and my dad around the ranch and most anywhere else. The Yamaha Rhino 660 automatic. Ain't nothing tougher.
I'd been searching for a very long time for an affordable side-by-side for Mom and Dad, but they're so damn expensive, even the oldest ones. But I finally found one that was worth about half as much as the local ones around me, for even though it was old. So a 6.5 hour drive later, in the middle of the night, what seemed like a clandestine meeting opportunity, I made the cash deal and grabbed the old unit and returned home. Okay, this thing needs a lot of work. First off, the display only works sometimes, so hopefully it's a simple electrical problem. Don't know. Emergency brake does not work, even though the cable is connected all the way back to the rear. Another issue is the seat belts. Though they are very good seat belts, 4-point harness or whatever, but that's going to be far too complicated for Mom and Dad to get used to, so we'll have to try to bring it back to something closer to stock. Well, let's get an area set up to work in. Clips back here. Goddamn. No, I've never done this before. And I'm not a mechanic, but just work at it until I get it figured out. So yeah, feel free to leave your grossing comments that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But don't fucking care. It. Okay, cut that thing out. A lot of dust, a lot of belt dust or some kind of grinding dust in there. That's pretty dirty. Belt doesn't look too bad, so hopefully it's okay. One thing I have read that you need to check is that it turns this way, but that it does not turn back. That means the one-way bearing is still working. So that's good, but I'm going to want to take this apart, take this cover off, this bracket that holds it in, support. And I believe this is the primary clutch, so we want to see if we can open that up and have a look at it. Secondary clutch, hopefully it's okay, but we'll try to inspect it. And then inside there's a wet clutch. Hoping we don't have to go that far. Out, start hitting stuff. There we go. Carefully take it out with the bolts. So some are longer, some are shorter. But this shit is dirty as fuck. So hopefully things are just kind of dirty and gummed up and the guy can clean it up and make this perform a little better without having to replace. Belt seems too tight. I like to have a little bit of slack there, but it seems like it's tight all the time. But we can use 2 of those bolts we just took out, I believe, to spread the secondary, I think. To help slacken off the belt a bit. Easier to remove. Yeah, I don't know, it's got some wear on it. Some gouging along the side. So I might end up replacing it anyway. Didn't seem like it was fitting in there right. Okay, got it. All right. Shaft feels okay so far. That's what we want, one way, but not the other way. I'm just going to put these back on here so I don't lose them. Okay, we just need some force. Okay. Okay, looks like a little broken piece there. Another broken piece there. But it's pretty greasy and a little bit ugly grease. Those don't look like they're where they're supposed to be. Okay, well, definitely need to get this thing cleaned up. Okay, things are cleaned up a little better than what they were. There is some wear, but we'll make it work. Next, we'll take apart the secondary clutch and just check it out, see how it looks. I spent far too long trying to get this off of here. There just isn't enough clearance with the frame there. I've read on some forums that you need to push the engine or wiggle it over to be able to let it pop out, but I just couldn't get it, so finally just took a screwdriver and reached in and pried up that last little bit away from it to be able to get it out of there. Pain in the ass. There, fuck. Right. Okay, we got it. Okay, so I finished cleaning up the primary clutch and the secondary clutch. I had to put a few new slider parts in the primary. Hopefully that'll work better. Just threw the old belt on because it actually isn't too bad, and a new belt's $300, so I'll just take out these bolts to allow the secondary clutch to spring back out. Into its original position. Okay, now see how that belt sits loose on there, and it was tight before because this was jammed in because I believe the weights were out of place, but they seem to be able to fall out if you allow this to slide in and let them get loose. So yeah, I don't know, seems like a little bit of a hokey setup. There we go. And the secondary back to where it's supposed to be. And yeah, a little bit of slack there compared to what it was before. So hopefully that'll work better. I mean, it's either gonna work or it isn't. So I just gotta clean up the cage to go back over, and then the cover. sometimes getting these bolts to the back are near impossible trying to feed them in there because they hang off the end of the bit, but I just put a little bit of black tape on to hold the bolts straight so that I could try to feed it in a little bit easier, and then of course it just spins right off. There we go. Get started anyway. You can take the tape off. Done deal. Let's see if we can get this bloody thing back on. So I took out the 4 or 5 point harness that was just too complicated for Dad to be able to get in and out easily. They weren't stock anyway, so just went on Amazon and got a $35 retractable 3-point, which would be much more similar to stock. Okay, so for seat belts, we removed the 4 or 5 point harness type system, which is just going to be too bloody complicated for Dad to get in and out and change. So we've installed just a set of regular, but you see this doesn't flow through here very good because it's right on the metal. So I want to put some kind of strip in here. So I was thinking maybe some plastic airline and split it and put it over there so that it doesn't bind on there so hard. But it should be a much easier system for him to be able to use. Well, it's far from perfect, but it should help protect it a bit and work slightly better than what came stock. Well, next we're going to replace the neutral start switch, because this, you have to really fight with the shifter to try to get it into a position that makes contact for neutral so that you can start it. So we've got a new neutral switch from Amazon for $17, so I mean pretty minor. Just gotta take these clips out. Loosen off this hex bolt clamp off the carb. Move some air lines. Should come on. Here's a line here that comes over to it. Go. Pop it out. Okay. Ooh, that's gonna be tight. Okay. There's the old one. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but it's not quite very shiny in the neutral position. So hopefully with this new one we'll have better contact point. We'll need to move the O-ring over from this one to the new one though. Good. A little bit of lifting grease on there to help it slide in and seal. The fact that it turns over and it's in neutral, not there, neutral. Oh, so much nicer than before. Before you had to play with it like crazy to get it to work. That's wonderful. So the e-brake doesn't work, but it looks like it is actually connected, so hopefully it'll just trying to adjust it. My next step will be the back brake. Have to take off this lower skid plate to get into it. And hopefully that'll solve the problems and allow the e-brake to work. Okay, so here's the rear brake caliper. That's where the e-brake hooks up with the cable. It's your brake line coming in and the disc. And then the pads are going to change. So it looks like a couple number 14s to take out to be able to drop it down. Okay, we got the two 14 mils out. The top one was a bit of a bitch, but we got it with a wrench. And here we are, the old pads are in here. So just got to pop those out. Okay, so these are the puppies that we need to take out. Be able to release the pads. Okay, now I'm just gonna take the pads out. Okay, well, I need a chisel, which I don't have. Should I turn this in? So I don't have a chisel on me, so what I did was I took my grinder wrench, ground off the end of it, and it fits perfectly. And I use the crescent wrench to be able to turn it in. Hopefully that'll work. Don't always have every tool necessary in the farm. I don't feel like making a trip to town to buy what I don't have, so make do. What you can do is open the little bleeder valve if you have a little hose to put on it so you don't get any on you. You also want to take this carriage out and check to make sure it's sliding all right, otherwise you'll just get wear on one side, I guess. Again, I'm no expert, this just seems like common sense. So I'm gonna clean these up and lube them up and put them back in. Right, much better. It's a slow turn, slow hard turn. All right, now it's left, I guess, to pump the brakes for a while and try to get them to work. And then adjust the e-brake as needed. Hopefully that solves our brake issue. All right, well, I finished a bunch of the basic repairs just to hopefully make the thing more reliable and user-friendly for Dad. What have we got? Well, the dash, I don't know, I cleaned up the connections and everything, but it still seems to be a problem on and off, or it doesn't always work. But the main thing is the neutral switch works really well, so it'll start no problem. The e-brake, however, even though we changed and upgraded the brakes, I've been reading on the forums that the newer models have an adjustment on the caliper for the e-brake, but this doesn't seem to, from what I can find. So I may need to replace the caliper so that the e-brake can work, because I've had it adjusted all the way out and still nothing. So I think it's an ongoing problem for the older machines. Got everything back in. We cleaned up the clutches, so hopefully they're going to work. This door wasn't open very good, but I just lubed it up. And now it shuts no problem, so that'll be easy. We installed these seat belts. It should be much easier to use for Dad. And yeah, those are the basic things. So other than the e-brake, that kind of sucks. We fixed the tire. It was flat. We put a tube in it. So it is good to go for now. Future projects will be to work on it and finally fix the e-brake. Scrape down the whole exterior, heat it up with a heat gun to bring the shine back out, and then put a kind of coating on it that'll help make it look more vibrant. The lights don't always seem to work, so that's another problem for the future. But right now, it is easy to use and will run very well. Oh, that runs a lot better. It takes off much better than it did before. Yeah, I got it for you so that you can get around easier, but I've been working on it for a few days trying to make it more user-friendly for you. Okay, well, I got to come out and show it to you here. So it's older, but it's still a good machine.
And there's dump on dump.
Yeah, it does. It's a manual dump, but you got a lever, and then you lift it up. But it's still a little bit heavy. You can get a conversion kit to make it powered,
Yeah.
but they're still expensive.
Where the hell is it?
I don't know. The door was stuck, but now it works good, so you can get in and shut it without a problem.
No, good.
So hop in.
Well, heavy has to walk. Heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dump is handy.
So, yeah, it's just a brake and then the gas to go. It's got a variable speed belt clutch. So you've got your shifter there, which is in neutral right now. You read in there,
L,
low, high,
and neutral.
and then reverse. Yeah. So just hold the brake in and move it.
What's this?
That's the e-brake, but I haven't been able to fix it yet. I replaced the brake pads, but that didn't fix the e-brake problem.
Did you have this before, though?
No, I went to Airdrie and got it about 4 days ago. I went to Airdrie and bought it about 4 days ago.
It's for us to get around.
Yeah. This is for you guys to get around the farm. Because you guys don't get out enough. And this will allow you to get around.
No, we know we need a
Yeah.
big like this. Jump in there.
Mom and Dad's first ride. This is so cool. This makes me happy that they're both getting out and they're excited about it. So that is amazing because they haven't been out in forever. It's probably been a few years since Dad's been out on the mountain. This is why you do it. Good for them. It's so awesome. So how was it? Yeah?
Where to cut the noise down?
Well, the muffler needs a bit of work.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. That muffler's over.